Hello and welcome to my channel. Now today is a little bit different. I've been sent a couple of flashes to put on top of cameras, and the flashes are Godox flashes, the IM22 and the IM20. Now if you just have a look at these, you can see that this is really lovely. Look, really small flash. There's the box that the IM20 comes in, and there's the box that the IM22 comes in. Now these two flashes are really small mini flashes, so that makes them really portable, and it means when you're taking gear out, it might be that you just want a spare flash if you're a professional photographer and you just want a spare small one in your bag, or you might just want to go out with a small one so that you're traveling nice and light. So let's have a look in here. So this is the, let's do the IM20 first. So it's a well packed, lovely neat box that it's in, and the flash itself is in this little plastic bag. Whoops, let's just move that out of the way. I mean, look at the size of that. So small. We're going to see what sort of photos we can get with this later. So literally in the palm of my hand, just there. Now these are designed to fit most cameras. When I've ordered flashes before, I've had to make sure that the mount or the hot shoe is one that's compatible with the particular camera, but this one's designed so it should work on most cameras. It's just got one pin at the bottom there. Okay, you charge this with the USB-C, so that's good. Let's just move this box out of the way. You charge it with USB-C. It's got 5 power steps, so you can press the plus or the minus to move up and down the power depending on how much power you want in your flash. Let's just look in the rest of the box, see what else we get for this. Whoops. You've got a lovely neat little pouch there to put it in. Let's look at that. Now that is neat. And you've got a little charging cable here as well. Let's just get this out. So that's going to be handy. Charging cable and a little instruction booklet just here. So it's got a lithium battery. So it's a built-in lithium battery. Charging time approximately 1 hour and 10 minutes. So let's put the instructions away, move everything out of the way, just put that there so that we can compare it with the IM22. So the IM22, again, nice neat box that it comes in, very well packaged, I must say. Again, in a little tiny plastic bag here. So look at that, just sits in my palm of my hand. So this one is slightly different. You can see if I hold them both together, this one lifts it away from the camera, so it's a bit higher. But again, it's a built-in lithium battery. It's got 5 stops of brightness using this plus and minus sign that we've got here on the buttons. USB-C charger. Let's see what else we've got in the box. Do we get a nice little pouch with this one? Yes, we do. That's lovely. So we've got a little instruction booklet. We've got a USB-C charger and a nice pouch. Both of these at the moment, you can get them on Amazon. I'll put some links below which will take you to both of these. They're both at the moment, at the time of recording this, coming in at £32. So I think £32 for this small flash is a great price, to be honest, as long as it works. We'll try that out in a minute. But really, just look at that. Look at the size of those. I think that is absolutely excellent. Now what we've got to do is see how this fits and works on some various cameras. So what I've decided to do is just show you how they fit on my cameras, and we'll see if they work. Now to turn these on, you've got a little button on the back of the IM22, so if we just press that button, and you've got a little flashing light, and then that stops flashing. Then if you just quickly press that button, you can see that that flash works. Now that was on number 1. You can see the number of green lights. If I move that up across to number 5, oh, that was much brighter, you can see that. So you can adjust that according to your particular needs, which is great. Let's just turn that off for a minute, and then we'll do the same with the IM20. So the on button is on the side of the IM20. Let's just turn that on. Again, we've got a little green flashing light that stopped flashing now, which tells me that's ready to take, and you can move that up through the 5 power levels with the plus sign, and down through them with the minus sign on those buttons. So let's just see what that one looks like. Look at that, that is good. That is bright actually. Okay, I'll just turn that off for a minute, and then we'll see how these fit on my various cameras, 2 of which are being used to record. I've got one above me and one in front, so let's go and get a different camera. Start off with the Ricoh GR3X, which has not got a flash on it. Let's try the IM20. Let's try the IM20. So let's just slide that on, and we'll turn the camera on. This camera comes on fairly quickly. Turn the flash on. We're in program mode on this, so we'll just see if the flash works. Oh wow, that is bright. So what you have to do is, because this particular flash won't adjust the settings, because it's just built for any camera, so you would have to adjust the settings. So that particular one was certainly overexposed, so we need to adjust this. Yeah, so you can see that that works on the camera. What we need to do is go and take some photos maybe outside and see what sort of results we can get with it. There it is on the Ricoh GR3X. Let's turn that off now and turn the flash off. We know that one works. I'm going to just pull the flash off, and then we put the IM22 on there. So let's just put that on. Again, we'll turn the camera on, turn the flash on, and then we'll just see if it works. So you can see that works. Again, I would have to adjust the settings here. Interesting, that was just on brightness number 1. Let's go to 5. Okay, so it's quite easy to adjust these by just moving the brightness up and down, so you can quickly get it. But because it's not adjusting through the lens, you've got to adjust it manually. There's a little bit of trial and error, but nevertheless, for carrying a small camera around for lightness and a small flash, just look at that. And if you want something even smaller, you've got this one. Now I think personally, if I was using a camera with a longer lens, this IM20 probably wouldn't be suitable, because it's so close to the camera you'll end up getting shadows with the lens. So then I would probably use this one, the IM22, and they're so small I could take both of them with me. Now we know it works on that particular camera. Let's just turn that camera off and the flash. I'm now going to try it on one of my favourite cameras. As most of you know, if you watch me, we've got the Canon M50 Mark II. Now this has got a built-in flash, so if you want to use the built-in flash, you can just lift this up like this and you've got a small flash there. We'll put the IM50 on and then let's just see if it works. So we've got the flash sitting on top. You can see there it is there. It doesn't sit too high over it. And we're going to now make sure we turn the flash on. So on this one I use this button just here. Okay, so let's just see if it works. Yeah, so that's on its brightest, so I'm just going to bring it down. It does work. That's down on level 1. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Just going to make sure the ISO is on 100. Now we're going to see what difference that makes. It's a bit dark, so we can bring the brightness up. So yes, that works immediately, no settings to change. So let's just take that one off. Now we're going to try the IM52. We're going to try it on one more camera. So I'm going to try this on the OM5 that I've got. Again, this is one that has not got a built-in flash, so this will be handy if I need a bit more light. So first of all we're going to try the IM20, so we'll just put that on. So there it is sitting there like that. Let's show you there. So it's not coming up very high. So the bit that worries me is when you've got a longer lens like this, that the lens is going to cause a shadow. So let's turn the camera on, turn the flash on. So first of all, does it work? That certainly seems to work, and it seems to recharge itself fairly quickly. So I'm going to bring the brightness down a bit, so I want about 125th of a second. Yeah, I'm getting the shadow of the lens. Let's try it with the IM22. Yeah, I'm definitely getting, even with this higher one here, I'm getting a shadow being cast by this particular lens that we've got. So I think these will work with much shorter lenses. You know, when I'm using a normal flash I'm much higher, so it's taking me away from that particular lens. But so I think that's probably one of the issues with these particular small ones. But you know, what a nice idea to have a nice portable flash if you've got a slightly shorter lens on there. Anyway, these are not really ideal conditions to test these. What we need to do is take these out and test them. So I'm going to go and take a few photos. Right, so I've just been out with my Ricoh GR3X with the IM20, and I can tell you I didn't want to come back in, but I only found one insect. I was doing some macro photography. Now this GR3X camera is a small pocket camera and really designed for street photography, but you can take macro shots with it, and you can turn it on to macro and get a bit closer, which is what I did. So I'm just going to show you some photos that I took outside in the garden. I used the smaller one rather than this one, okay, so that the light was closer to my subject rather than being above it. So I think what I'm going to do is use the IM20 for the smaller point and shoot type cameras, and then I'll use this one for the cameras like my Canon M50 Mark II, M6 Mark II, or my OM5 camera, because I think that sitting a bit higher will help. So I'm just in the garden at the moment, and there's a small insect on that yellow dandelion flower down there, and I just want to use the Ricoh GR3X to do some macro photography. And so I've got the IM20 on top, so that's a bit closer. So let's just see what we can do. Okay, so I've got a little insect on here, and I can get fairly close. So I've got this on f14, so I can get most of the insect in focus. But I'm on 1,000th of a second. There's a slight breeze, but because of the flash, I can take it right up to 1,000th of a second. So we can just get that insect there. Let's just take the flash down a step. So we're on number 4 of the flash. Yeah, the insect's hidden a little bit, but hopefully this gives you an idea of what we can do with the Ricoh GR3X with this IM20 mounted on top. Just try and get some shots. Be nice if we could get the insect facing us, but the idea of doing macro photography with this small camera never even occurred to me, even though it has got a little macro switch on here at the back. If you just have a look just there, you can just press this one for macro. I'm really happy. I haven't had to have a big shield around this to sort of direct the light down. It's quite dull outside. It's not a sunny day today. It's really clouded over. In fact, it's quite cold. And where are we? We're 24th of April. You know, we're getting towards May, and it's really still quite cold. But being not a bright day, I could get fairly close with this, and then the light lighted up the subject nicely. Well, there we have it. The two lovely little flashes from Godox. The IM20, the smaller one that's closer to the camera, and the IM22 from Godox. Both really nice flashes. Now remember, they're built-in lithium batteries. They don't take that long to charge, about an hour. You've got 5 brightness levels on both of them. They both work exactly the same. They work on most cameras. It's not through the lens metering, so you will have to adjust them yourself. But I'm definitely going to be carrying these in my kit, especially because they come with this lovely little carry bag here, a little pouch that they fit in, and you get a charging lead with each one. So depending on your type of photography, I'm probably going to use the smaller one for a bit of macro photography, but I'm going to have it in my bag on those occasions where I think, oh, I just want to get a close-up and it's not quite bright enough. Either one of them are quite good. They're about £32 on Amazon at the moment. I'll put some links below so that you can go off and have a look at them on Amazon. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. If you did like that, please give me the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so that you don't miss future videos. And I look forward to seeing you on my next trip out.